In this video, I go through the essential accessories for the DJI Pocket 2 that anyone that takes video and content creation seriously should have. Simply because this is a small camera gimbal doesn't mean that you should disregard the basics. If anything, it's even more important to get things right. I've been using them time and time again since I got my Pocket 2 some 5 or 6 weeks ago, and to be honest with you, they work great. They will help you get the best possible footage out of it. And for disclosure, I'll provide affiliate links below in case you want to buy any of them. I would get a small tiny commission if you use any of the links below, so thank you in advance if you click through any of them. The Creative Combo is the most widely advertised set of accessories to go with the Pocket 2, and frankly, you get incredible value for money. Every single item in this kit is brilliant, and to be honest with you, any single one of them would be worth what you pay for the whole set of 4. You get a lot of bang for your buck here. The wireless mic. In all fairness, this microphone is all you need to get amazing sound. If this is your only camera or main camera, you don't need to consider any other wireless mic. It works great. Audio quality is brilliant, and the moment you turn it on, it gets picked up automatically by the Pocket 2 without you having to do anything other than flicking a switch. It just doesn't get any easier than that. The icing on the cake is the fact that you also get a windjammer or fluffy thrown in, which means that you can shoot outdoors, and as long as the wind is not too strong, you will get really good quality sound. Honestly, the wireless mic alone would justify the price you pay for the whole Creative Combo. So in my opinion, it's a no-brainer. This is the audio that you get from the standard microphones on the Pocket 2. Like every other camera, the further you move away from it, the worse the audio is gonna get. Now, with the Creative Combo, you get this wireless microphone, and all you need to do is flick a switch. The gimbal automatically recognizes the microphones, and this is now the quality that you get from the wireless radio mic. Personally, I think it's a no-brainer, exponentially much better quality, and the microphone on its own is worth the money that you pay for the entire Creative Combo. To make things even better, the wireless mic doubles up as a remote on-off switch, which I think is amazing functionality. This wide-angle adapter converts the standard 20mm into a 50mm focal length with no edge distortion. The quality is brilliant edge to edge, but unfortunately you can't attach ND filters on it. To me, this is really off-putting because so much of what I do needs ND filters. If on the other hand you don't really want to use ND filters and are happy to have the Pocket 2 on auto for exposure and shutter speed, the camera does a really good job and the lens performs amazing. You just have to be aware the footage will look different than if you use ND filters. Personally, I think it's ideal for nighttime and indoor filming where there is really no need to use ND filters. If you care about using ND filters, you just have to live with a 20mm focal length. You can cheat these when in selfie mode by using a monopod or a stick, as I demonstrated in my in-depth review of the Pocket 2, which you can click and watch in the link appearing just above now. It's a very useful lens adapter, don't get me wrong. You get a very good quality. It's just a shame you can't attach any filters on it. Hopefully they will design one in a future version that can actually hold filters. I imagine it's to do with the weight the internal motors can handle comfortably, but come on, this lens is tiny. Weighs almost nothing. It can't really put that much pressure on the motors. I think it's a massive design flaw, but even taking all of that into consideration, it's still a very useful lens adapter. The dual handle. This is a brilliant accessory and it's 4 things into one. Packed into this tiny little body, you get a wireless sound receiver, a 3.5mm mic TRS and TRRS input-output, and a Bluetooth transmitter to connect the gimbal to the Mimo app wirelessly. You also get a 1/4-inch thread for mounting on a tripod and a power input to charge the Pocket 2 itself. This is a lot for such a small accessory. And having used it for weeks, it's reliable and has never failed me once. Brilliant piece of kit. The mini tripod that comes with the Creative Combo. Some people will throw this tiny little tripod away and some might find it useful. Personally, I use it for standing the gimbal upright on location. I just can't honestly see any other use for it, but other people will find it useful for holding while doing low-angle filming, for instance. I guess it all depends on the size of your hands and the way you film or what it is that you film. A decent tripod is essential, and what can I say about this that you don't already know? You don't need to do everything handheld with this camera gimbal. There are many situations where you will want to use a tripod, Even for talking heads, you're not going to be holding the camera all the time. My advice is get yourself a decent DSLR tripod that can also work as a monopod. That way, you don't need to spend additional money on a separate monopod. If you want to do time lapses, you will definitely need a tripod. And the same applies for vlogging on location, because really, you won't be moving around all the time, and there will be times that you just want to be hands-free. A smartphone holder and power bank. And this is something that I would almost suggest you buy at the same time that you buy the Pocket 2. This one here has a support bracket to hold the phone attached to the Pocket 2 safely. Otherwise, in my opinion, it can easily fall off. You also get a long handle grip for easy handling that is also a 5000 mAh power bank. You can also use it as a holding stick if you don't fancy using the phone. And there are some settings in the Pocket 2 that you can't actually set through the Mimo app, only through the gimbal. So you might find yourself using the gimbal bracket without the phone more often than you think. For instance, if you want 240 frames per second slow-mo, you can only access that setting on the gimbal itself. You won't get that setting using the Mimo app. Another one is exposure. You can only get up to 1600 ISO in the Mimo app, but on the gimbal you can have 32K and 64K ISO, which is pretty incredible for low light. A touchscreen protector, and this is a no-brainer. If the screen gets damaged, you will struggle to use this camera if at all. Get this inexpensive bit of plastic and forget about any issues, scratches or worse. Trust me, you might not think much about this until the day the LCD screen on the Pocket 2 gets damaged, and then you'll be cursing on the way to the repair shop. Your decision. A carry case. If you want to keep everything nice and tidy, you will need a case. There are many manufacturers, so you don't need to go with the suggestion that I give you here. But Smartry makes a range of small, medium and large cases depending on how many accessories you have. Myself, I have the medium, which is what I normally use, and the small one for when I need to do quick pickups and I know exactly what I need and I don't fancy carrying the whole thing around. Definitely better than throwing everything in a camera bag. If you keep things organized, not only they will last you longer, but you won't lose them or misplace them. Also, if you are with people around you, it always looks better when you carry everything you need in a one single dedicated case rather than things all over the place. A micro SD card. Get yourself a 128GB Extreme Pro micro SD card. Don't be petty here. The difference in cost between a 32, a 64 and a 128GB is minimal, but the benefits of having that extra storage at your disposal is huge. You might find a deal somewhere, as there is usually one on Amazon. Honestly, don't go the cheap option here. This is where you record your footage. You don't want any issues with skipping files, data corruption or similar. If you splash out on this gimbal and accessories, the least you can do is get a fast memory card. And you know what? They really are not that expensive anyway. ND, polarized or variable NDs. You may be surprised to know that there is such a thing as a variable ND for the Pocket 2. But before you get too excited, I don't recommend them. They suffer from a nasty cross-pattern effect the more you close them. Basically, the moment you start increasing from 8 to 16, you will notice a rather nasty looking vignetting effect, which, to me, renders the footage unusable. My recommendation is that you stick to traditional ND filters and you won't have to worry about image quality. Now, you have to bear in mind, these filters are rather small, so putting them on and taking them off can be a little tricky. But honestly, the results speak for themselves, and the difference between using NDs and not using NDs is like night and day. Quite noticeable. A sun hood or sunshade. If you plan to do a lot of filming outdoors, this is one accessory that will help you get rid of any unwanted flares. The lens on the gimbal has a nice coating that gets rid of most of them, but there will be instances where you'll have some light spilling into the lens, and this little accessory will help you get rid of it. I've used it several times and it has performed brilliantly. Honestly, you would never think of an accessory like this, but trust me on this, it's well worth it if you take filming outdoors seriously. Electric micro dolly. This is a bit of a creative license, and I wouldn't call this an essential accessory, but if you're into unusual angles, low angle filming, and smooth and slow movements, this is great. You can dial in the speed from low to high and adjust it to a huge range of angles. You can even use it as a rotating product display if you set the wheels in the correct angle. You can also control it wirelessly, and honestly, for the price you pay, you get a lot of functionality. Ideal for product reviews, low angles, spinning around things, those sort of things. Just put your imagination to it, really. I've seen some videos on YouTube using it in very creative ways, and I have myself used it for filming products, not just in a straight line or dolly shots, but also tracking around the product. I think it's a great accessory to have in your kit, and one that can get you a lot of creative shots and angles. There are other accessories that you can get, and this is naturally my opinion, and you may agree or not. However, I've been using this gimbal on a weekly and almost daily basis since I got it 5 or 6 weeks ago, and these are accessories that I keep using time and time again, and I couldn't do without. If you stayed this long in the video, well, I hope you find it useful or helpful. As I said earlier, I did an in-depth review on the Pocket 2 that you might find interesting, link above. I also have another video about the recent firmware update and the new features which may be of some interest to you, the link showing up above too. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you want to watch more videos from me in the future, subscribe to the channel and help us grow and keep making videos on a weekly basis, and we'll see you in the next video.